Raise the Roof Production.
Well, you'll never know the heartache of looking a grown man in the eye, and he asks, am I gonna make it? And you've gotta lie. Well, they call me Doc, but I ain't got no degree. When shit hits the fan, they're calling for me. From bluegrass Kentucky, with red blood on my hands, nobody calls me hero except for my friends. Yeah, they call me Doc.
Hello, brothers and sisters and American patriots. Welcome to a fabulous season 4 finale of Sick Call with Doc. I'm your host, Rod Doc Walbeck. Brian will be joining us here shortly, executive producer. Today is a very special day for me. Back in the day when I went to Corpsman school, there was quite a bit of, not in the books, but on the peripheral from our instructors who instilled a respect for the United States Marine Corps. I never got a chance to serve on the green side. I'm a blue side doc, but they taught me why to love our beloved Marines. And so this episode is about the Marine Corps birthday coming up Monday. Today is the Friday before. So when you guys see this on Monday, it will be the Marine Corps birthday. So we brought a group of guys together. They're all Marines. And I can't wait to talk to these guys, ask them a few questions, and just celebrate some of the bravest, most courageous people that were ever born. Brian, you out there for me, brother?
Yes, sir. What's going on, brother?
Hey, man.
Well, not only are we celebrating the Marine Corps birthday, but Veterans Day is coming up, and this is the season finale, man. So congrats on an amazing season. As usual, brother, had some amazing guests, and I'm excited for today's Marine Corps birthday celebration and
I've
Big
been
Bang
geeked
on
up for days. Look at the hair of my standing right up.
Yeah, man, I can't wait to bring on the rest of the
Right.
the panel and have some fun and a little bit of some discussion. And yeah.
So you got a motley crew back there. You're gonna pop on here.
Yeah, brother, you want me to bring them on, or you want to introduce them and me to bring them on, or you want to just bring them
I'm
on?
gonna let them introduce themselves, and then we'll talk about their time in service and move from there, and what it's like to be a Marine, and what this day means for them.
Roger that. Well, let's get this show on the road and bring them through, man. Here we go. There we go.
Err.
Fucking
All right.
Marines.
Happy birthday, Marines. I can't wait for this weekend.
That's awesome, man.
It is an excuse to get white girl wasted.
I got my
White
best
girl.
friend here with the Air Force, Mike England, that's joining with us.
Hey, Mike, thanks for being
Hell
here,
yeah.
brother.
Absolutely.
All right, so
Thanks for having us, Doc.
you're welcome, man.
Absolutely.
Thanks for joining me. Like I said, it's all week long. I've been fired up to have you guys on. And like I was saying in my introduction, at Corpsman School is where it all starts. And they instill in us and why we need to have respect for our Marines. First off, whether we're green side or blue side corpsmen, just they made us love you. At least my instructors did. And one of my best buddies when I was teaching at Corps School was a FMF corpsman, you know, and I looked up to him, and he was one of my best buddies when we were teaching together. He taught me how to be a fucking green side a little bit, you know what I mean? And gave me some balls.
I love how the docs are always so romantic with us.
I fucking love you fuckers, man. It's a true story.
Well, we love you too. A lot of us wouldn't be here without you.
Well, why don't we start with Willie Nelson's cousin back there? What's your name? What years did you serve? And we'll go along. Everybody introduce yourselves.
Who's Willie Nelson?
Can you hear me?
Probably me with my do-rag up in here. Hello, my name's Daryl Leffingwell. I'm a United States Marine Corps veteran. I served in Desert Storm from 1991 to 1995. I finished out with Marine Wing Support Group 27, Wing Support Squadron 274. They called me Lefty, the 274 Iron Man.
Lefty. Jacob.
My name's Jacob McGee. I served 5 years in the Marine Corps. I started in 2013. I was stationed over in Okinawa, 4th Marine Regiment. And we did a lot of UDP support. And we were all over Southeast Asia doing training exercises with foreign nationals, with other Marine Corps groups, with the MEU, with, you know, the myriad UDPs that came through just about all the units, West Coast and East Coast. And then I came back and I settled in at Marine Corps Intelligence Activity in Quantico. And I also did a time of stint with the ceremonial platoon there for Quantico National Cemetery.
Yeah, what's up, bro?
And
Nice. Nice. Brian, what
All
year?
right.
Where were you?
So I served from 2000 to 2004. When I first got to Camp Pendleton, I was part of 1st Supply Battalion. I was a supply Marine. Then I got transferred over to 1st Meth Headquarters Group, where I deployed, was part of Operation Iraqi Freedom. Went over there in January of 2003. We were part of the initial evasion into Iraq and supported the frontline Marines. Got out in 2004.
Awesome, guys. Awesome. Let me ask you a question. Each of you, Gerald, then Jacob, then Brian. Why the Marine Corps? There's so many easier boot camps. What were you fucking thinking?
what I was thinking. The Marine Corps made me the man and turned me into the exemplary human being that I am today. Self-discipline, integrity, leadership. Those are the things that I needed in my life because my father was taken out at an early age whenever I was young. Even though I had many examples to follow, I knew and recognized I needed to find my own path, and I wanted to be the best. And I knew that holding that high as a standard and that kind of discipline, a challenge for me from the life that I had to live. And I survived it, and I'm still here today. Thank
it was
Father.
a big extreme from before you went in. Who the man that was the young man that was standing there, and then what showed up at the end to boot, right?
Yeah, it's been a quiet journey, my friend.
I bet. Jacob, what's up? Tell me about why Marines.
Well, I guess they were the first ones that called me.
Nice.
But no, my recruiter called me one day, and it was a female. I said, "Hello, who's this?"
Oh.
She says, "Sergeant Tiffany Harvey. I was just calling to see if you're done being a piece of shit yet." I was like, "Where the hell are you at? I'm gonna have to come see you." They got me right then and there, I guess.
That's hilarious. Brian, why you? Why Marines? I mean, there's 4 or 5 other branches, man.
Yeah. So for me, I played football and wrestled in high school, and I always visioned myself going off and playing college football. But I got, hooked into my local junior college, and I was like, nah, man, I really don't feel like I can go through school being home. I barely was making it my senior year. I just made enough classes so I could play fucking football and wrestle. But once sports were over, I was ditching a lot. So I was like, man, I need to do something. And I had taken the ASVAB in high school and kind of did all right on it. Well, I was kind of going, remember the fucking, the back in the day when they had the white pages and shit, you had to use a phone book. Well, I was going through that, and I was going through the different branches. The Army recruiter turned me off to the Army because he had been pestering me all my senior year. And it was like kind of almost an annoyance where I was like, fuck these guys. I didn't even know what the fuck the Marine Corps was. I thought everybody was called the Army when I was a kid. Like they just called everybody the Army. I didn't know
everybody's a soldier.
Yeah, soldiers. Yeah, I did not know what a Marine was so much until, I fucking found out my cousin had went into the Devil Pup program because he's a year younger than me. And I was like, oh, shit. And I guess he had already pretty much enlisted, and I was like, well, fuck, if my cousin is going Marine Corps, there's no fucking way I could go less than the Marine Corps. So sure as shit, man. Gas Sergeant Burt from the United States Marine Corps picked up, went and saw him. He fucking made it seem like I was going to go on a big camping trip and get to shoot fucking badass weapons and all this shit. I was like, sign me the fuck up, man. So 2-3 weeks later, bro, I was in LA Meps and on those yellow footprints.
Right on. So, okay, got another question for you. These are questions I think anybody who's not a Marine would ask. Okay. So the Crucible.
Wildman might not have done the Crucible. I think the Crucible came through in the right around the late 90s, right? Probably when he was kind of getting ready to get out, they were just phasing in the Crucible, so he might not have experienced it.
Well, he's going to experience the question, and the question is this:
probably a little bit more vicious than the Crucible. we were.
I'm sure of that.
With the gators and everything else in the swamps
you're old school Marine Corps. Okay,
I'm kind of like got the old Corps. Yeah, where you still standing, where my name fell in the middle, being Leffingwell. And they call me Lefty. Even in their Corps, they'd use that left name kind of thing. And I think it was because they knew a little bit about my background and where I came from, and what a little bit, because they do pretty extensive backgrounds on when you go in. They know all about
absolutely
from then even to now. So But yeah, we had a really Maluski. We had Maluski week. Sergeant Maluski was my extra Crucible.
I've got him right here.
The fucking stress hat, huh? The guy that puts the stress on the Marines, man. The motherfucker just wears you down.
If you didn't get to the hatch in time, you definitely got to punch right straight to the fist, man. You better be ready to take a breath. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I know they were a lot more hands-on. They were a lot more hands-on back in the day because they were still hands-on in the 2000s.
Very
Oh,
hands-on.
Hey.
Here.
It was very hands-on.
Yeah.
But for all of you, there was a moment you were standing there and your drill instructor handed you your Eagle Globe and anchor.
Yeah.
What did that feel like, regardless of what the fuck you went through to get it? What did that
cried,
feel
bro.
like, guys?
I just shaved my head, and I'm still got hairs coming up on the back of my neck right
What?
now.
I mean, when
cried.
they
straight up
put my
cried like a
caduceus on my
bitch, dude.
arm, dude, when they said you're a corpsman now, I mean, I did the long way. I was out in the fleet and had to fucking earn my way to Corps School by working in sick bay and becoming a corpsman before I became a corpsman. So when they finally said it to me, brother, it was different than the boot campers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, fucking, so they hand you that Eagle Globe and anchor. What do you feel inside? What do you think in your head? What do you say to yourself? Go.
I think your balls get 10 pounds heavier that day.
Yeah, I'll tell you, bro. It is a reflection. I had a reflection of my life of like how hard it was for me to get to where I was and how much I had went through to get there. And when they handed that bitch to me and made me like call me a Marine, I fucking cried, dude. I was crying so hard. I was trying to chill. The guy next to me, his last name was Good Enough. And that fool, I remember him being like, shut the fuck up. And I'm like, fuck you, bro. You know, I was just like, because man, the shit that we had to push through and get there, because for when I was in the 2000 to 2004, you get up, you have to climb fucking the Reaper, and you get up to the top of that son of a bitch, dude, and there's guys that are making it up there with stress fractures in their legs and shit, because if you don't make it up that hill, you got to redo that week. You know what I mean? They will send your ass back. You have to climb the fucking top. So you got a broken leg, whatever you may got. There's dudes that had stress fractures that were basically almost getting fucking carried up because they're like, we got to finish this.
You went to California boot camp.
Yeah.
Hollywood.
Hollywood Marine.
Hardcore Parasylum boot camp. So, you know, me and my East Coast guys and my West Coast guys, we've always been thumping on each other for years over that. That's so jarhead. You know
it's all one love, though, bro.
You know what I mean? Like,
you know, everybody's experience. I don't think I could deal with those fucking sand fleas. So I give it up to them dudes having to maintain fucking position of attention while you got a sand flea crawling all over your fucking face.
Hundreds.
Ain't just one.
Yeah. So for me, kudos to you guys for that, bitch. I would take those heels all day long. I still like to fucking go out and hike, but being around them motherfuckers, I mean, I can't stand a bug being on my face, dude. So
yeah, everybody was
nice shit.
Brown and red right there. You know what I mean? So you just wait. You got out in the wood, you got a smack or two in, but that's about. If you're lucky, you got to go to the PX and get you some Skin So Soft and some alcohol and mix it together, and it would keep them away from your eyes anyhow. Keep them away from your eyes and stuff. But after a while, you just kind of get immune to them after you go through all your swelling up and everything. I think some of that, though, caused a lot of problems later on. A lot of things that happened while I was in there. But basically that led to a whole series of medical misdiagnoses and medical issues being released back in the service. But whenever, to answer that question about when I got that Anchor Globe and Eagle, there was a sense of pride that came over me that wasn't so much of something that it was almost like hey, I didn't just become a man, but I also became a global dominator. You know what I mean? A global protector.
Oh, because by the time you've finished boot camp, bro, you've heard all because the Marine Corps, one thing they're good about is teaching you the history of the Marine Corps, the Navy, Army. They make you respect every branch. And they really they make you learn a lot. There's a lot of knowledge in there. You got to go do tests and shit. You know what I mean? Like people think that we just go in there and shoot and fucking learn how to fucking fight.
There's
practicals and shit. Stuff too. What's that?
We had to learn all the other branches of services, their insignias and everything, even their lingos and Like it
For
was
sure, the Navy. We had to learn everything the Navy talked when it came to the ship: port, starboard, fucking aft.
Yeah.
We had to learn everything
That's
about
why
the
they had
ship
to
and what they called it, and definitely had to learn their rank because yes, we are the men's department of the Navy. You know what I mean? So, there it is. Hey, the first fucking dig. Bah!
Oh, shots fired.
Yeah, there you go.
See, luckily we got an Air Force guy right here, so luckily he got us where we needed to go. You know what I mean? Like
right.
he dropped us in our Amtrak vehicles, whatever we needed, right out in the ocean. You know what I mean? We to get deployed on the beach right here. You know what I mean? That don't make shit happen.
Man, I love an Air Force chow hall.
Guy, man, he's just chilling, man. He's chilling while we're all here. Yeah, we will, like letting us bark and shit.
I'll tell you what, though, guys. Air Force PJs, they're called. I got to meet a few of those dudes. They are corpsmen personified.
They're pretty slick.
And they fly fucking helicopters and save people on the side of the fucking mountains and shit. They are badass fucking medics, bro.
Yeah. They're like the elite from even like the Coast Guard divisions and shit. Like go special.
They're respected by the Navy SEALs, guys. I mean, these fuckers.
Yeah,
they're
the special forces of the Air Force. Yeah.
Yeah,
I got to meet a group of them, man.
I met some guys through them when I was with the second. See, I started out with the second Recon Division in Onslow Beach, silent and deadly, and I did a lateral move and went to I went to an air wing unit because of some of the rigors and stuff I couldn't handle. So I was like, did a move. Of course, some of the training they strip you some at, take your bonuses back. Some of you guys might have experienced some of that. I don't know. But they pulled me out of a guard unit to go do that. So I've had some pretty advanced training over the year, my first 2 years in the Corps before I even got out.
I know what extra cash is like because of your job, but shit, I didn't get no shit. Supply guy? No.
I ended up doing a water boy. I ended up doing reverse osmosis.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So I ended up doing that, like ROPUs, and I wound up doing like hygiene facility operators. And while I was in there, I got cross-trained in every one of the engineering MOSs. So I got a whole bunch of billets that I held, like a bunch of staff NCO billets.
Well, that's
so
good.
I was like, I got to work with motor T's. So I was driving a cut B's and a 5 ton. Got to be able to learn the heavy equipment, the D-17s, the EB, the extended boom forklifts, the trams. Got to learn all the articulated heavy equipment, got licensed and all that while I was in there too. But one of the most advantageous things that helped me the most in there was being in overhead wiring. Like I was hooking up the internet on the base before there was internet out on the public scene kind of. So that's really cool. So I spent a lot of time my last 6 months behind a green machine. So it fucked my eyes up, and radiation and high frequency stuff kind of messed me up, a little bit. But I just kept trucking. But yeah, I got out. I was on a med board. That's what put me out. That's how I ended up out of the service, out of the Marine Corps.
All right, so let me hit you guys with another question, round robin. Your drill instructors got you to a point to begin your Marine journey. You were awarded that coveted thing. I'm a United States Marine, but you weren't a Marine yet. You know what I mean? You were. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean by that.
You have a title, but not the position.
Yeah. I've got more time on a saltwater shitter than you guys have in the Marines. Okay, so
right.
Remember that phrase, right? So once during your tours of stuff, what's the one biggest lesson that you learned during that time about what it really means to be a Marine?
So for me, I'll go ahead and go. So one thing, you're right. After boot camp, man, that's just the beginning of your shit. Then after that, you go to the next step. So if you're the infantry type, you go through the 03 type, you go through School of Infantry, If you're a support group, you go through Marine combat training, and you go through a different. It's a second level of boot camp. Yes, you're called a Marine, but you're still kind of treated like a fucking recruit during this phase. Getting your ass chewed and shit, still having to fucking count up before you go to the chow hall. I mean, they gave you a little bit more leeway on the weekend sometimes.
But it wasn't that much better. Right?
No,
Yeah,
you still hammered every day, man. You still went to the pit.
Yeah.
So when once you get into the fleet, man, that's when you really get your dose of what it's like to be in a Marine, and it's not exactly what you think of, because a lot of what you were doing, you're marching around and all that shit. Now you're kind of going into a job-like situation. For me, I had fucking PT on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 05 in the morning. After that, we'd go to our fucking warehouse, do our job, fucking go to chow at like 1000 or 1100, get an hour for chow, get off at 16:30, go to chow, all that kind of shit. So, you don't really become a Marine though until you get into the fleet. And so
what would be your biggest lessons you learned about the Marine Corps, being a Marine? Like I know they teach you the history really hard.
I will tell you, everything come to fruition for me is when I deployed over to fucking Iraq. Everything dawned on me real fast about our training, what we learned in boot camp, the reason why we fucking did leftover right and all these little sitting positions, because it literally became what we had to fucking do when we deployed, right? And a lot of people, you don't really experience that. You just train. Training is not the real life shit. Once you get into the real life shit, man, then you find out what your fucking MOS really does and how you interact and all that shit during the time of war. When you're, like you are actually, what you signed up for is now being implemented. Before that, all that shit is just training, man. It's fake rounds, it fucking just sounds and shit. This is live, fucking you hear the bitch land by you. You see dudes get fucked up, screaming. I mean, you just learn real quick that your training, the reason why they worked on you so hard, it all just came to fruition for me. Like, wow, okay, makes sense, man. And this is how we fucking get home. You know what I mean? And this is, you have that instinct of wanting to get home.
More than just building character and discipline, you actually become a warrior. You're able to handle things and process things differently and faster because of the intensive training and the rigidness of it. Even in my time with the extra abuse, the other things that happen in that.
Right.
Exposure.
Hazing was a lot higher.
Being deployed, most of mine just had to do with embark and deployments, going and grabbing and nabbing and coming back. You know what I mean? It didn't have a whole lot of wartime involved, but I did a lot of confrontations and a lot of support. We were a support group, so did a lot of time in the Bahamas, rebuilding schoolhouses. So even being able to adapt in that environment, you just immediately, the adaptability. So I would say adaptability to overcome any obstacle that you would have in life. It basically taught me how to overcome that, regardless of what it whether it be. Even if it's the ability to what I've been dealing with, having all those issues from then and my past and the trauma associated, PTSDs and everything, to be able to use cannabis the way I do effectively today. So and to do what I'm involved in today. It's definitely helped me to overcome, give me the ability to be able to do that. Yeah, Doc.
So Daryl, you'll be our first episode of season 5 for me, brother. Let's get into the cannabis thing, bro, and talk about it.
What's that?
I said, will you be our first guest for season 5?
Oh yeah, I'll have to do that. I'll have to come back to this. I'll have to do that.
Yeah, Jake, what about you, man? When did you realize
whenever
you were a
I first got
Marine?
in, I kept thinking it was about like surmounting the get over the wall, get over the trench. But like the longer I was in, the more I found out it's really about submitting to the process. And if you can fully submit to the process, you're going to get home. Your buddies are going to get home. The mission will become completed. But if you're out there, always trying to rise above, instead of just follow SOP to a goddamn rule, you won't have any problems if you follow that SOP.
Yeah.
It's been found out, many men have laid in the mud before your buddies did or whatever to find that out. So you should really honor it, respect it, and submit to the process. And that's not what they don't tell you anything about the spiritual side of being a war fighter.
No, they don't.
And that's kind of really what I learned.
Wow,
Yeah.
man, that's profound, Jake.
Yeah.
Real quick, we are trained to do something that the most humans in your brain are trained to do the opposite. So we're supposed to run towards the fire. We're supposed to put fire on fire. We're supposed to not run away, turn our backs to the shit. Like a lot, most humans, when there's gunfire, what are they all doing? Fucking running, like, bah. Not the Marine Corps, not the Marines. We're fucking running towards that shit and handling it, putting fire on it. The most amount of fire you ever can handle. And that's why we're so effective. We will fucking put the most pressure on our enemy.
That's what made me so vicious too in the cannabis, in the cannabis scene. It made me very vicious.
Yeah, man.
Exactly.
They teach us to be, like I said, we have to learn how to run towards the fire. We cannot run away from the fire. They need those people that are gonna run towards it, and that's who we are. And that's and even no matter what your MOS is. One thing about the Marine Corps is we're all trained to be riflemen first. First and foremost,
have that in my notes.
That is our number one job. Then our secondary job is what they taught us to do.
Mm-hmm. That rifle was my baby girl.
Guys, till today.
Right back to boot camp too, and all that integrity and discipline that's established into you, along with that acre.
Honor, courage, and commitment, man. Fucking and integrity and a lot of other things. Holding ourselves accountable, and that's one thing I think a lot of people have a problem with Marines. We don't have a very good gray area. We're pretty black and white, and people tend to get their feelings hurt by us when we don't mean to hurt their feelings. We're just straight about it. We don't really know how to soften the blow. We just give it to you raw.
It becomes instinctual too. That's not something really we can really control. Really, it's embedded in you. When you get done with your conditioning and training, man, that becomes instinctive in you. It becomes. Absolutely. That's why it's so hard for us to really condition even back to a civilian way of life. Basically brainwashed, man. You know what I mean?
It's unbreakable.
They taught us to fight with anger, right? So whenever someone comes at us, we're fucking, what the fuck you saying, bro? Like, you know what I mean? Right. We're ready to fucking, we're ready to square up. And they're like, oh, hey, easy, bro, easy. You know what I mean? That's why we're ready to fucking go.
But you got to admit the loyalty of a Marine to his fucking brothers and sisters and to the Corps is different than any other fucking branch.
No man left behind, brother.
It's just a little different.
No Marine left behind.
Yeah, and I don't mean that to down any other branch. I'm just saying there's something fucking a little extra special about you fuckers, man.
Trauma bonding.
Okay, fine.
We all said it at the same time. That was funny.
Let me hear that one more time. All together.
It's trauma bonding.
Hey, Brian, it's a great time to take a break.
Yep.
We come back. I'll be on. I got to own my own personal thoughts I'd like to give, and then I'll come back on and finish it up. What do you say?
Sounds great.
Good. Let's go for it.
All right, man. Thanks.
American made, veteran owned, we are Doc Goodbeard. It's more than just looking good. When it comes to your beard, we believe you can have it all. Thoughtfully designed, unique fragrances, and affordable prices. We strive to provide a line of uniquely scented balms and oils that you won't find in other products. Come on, rock with Doc, and remember, it's all about the beard, man. So what do you say? Let's take that average beard and make it badass. Go to docbeard.com.
Are you ready to be inspired by incredible stories of veterans, active duty military members, and first responders? Join Marine veteran Brian Roof on Every Days of Saturday USMC Veteran as he dives deep into the lives of those who continue to make a difference. Hear firsthand experiences from front lines to civilian life. Discover the strength, resilience, and triumphs of our heroes. Gain valuable insights and practical advice for navigating life's transitions. With every episode, you'll be uplifted by stories of courage, determination, and hope.
This is more than just a podcast. It's a community where every day feels like a Saturday. Subscribe now on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you listen to your favorite shows. Don't miss out on these powerful conversations that will leave you inspired and motivate us. Let's go.
Just got it the other day because I had a
Boy, I got some updating to do.
Don't worry, it's good, man. I'm glad you guys, in fact, that you're here. I'm glad that you're in this right now because I talked about how what they instilled about you guys into us when we went through school. Every Marine's going to agree with what I'm about to read, and every corpsman's going to agree the same way. Blue side, green side, what have you. I'll never forget, just recently, I was at an event, and I had a tent up doing some other things besides sit call with Doc. And this guy came in the tent, man, he motherfucker. I knew he was a fucking Marine, right? I just knew it. He came in with his balls 10 pounds heavier, bro. You know what I'm saying, Jake? And he goes, "Who's Doc?" And I go, "I'm Doc. How you doing, brother? What's your name?" He goes, you FMF? I go, "Oh, no, dude, I'm blue side." He goes, "Oh, you're just a regular corpsman."
Yeah.
And I get that. I love my FMF brothers, man. They are some badass fucking corpsmen, right? And from an old school blue side guy, my hat goes off to all the corpsmen that went out there with you guys. I was teaching during that time, and I sent students to field med school and off to Desert Storm. I got letters back from some of my students saying, "Thanks for being a fucking asshole."
Right.
Right?
Good.
Because I knew they were going, so I had to fucking be a dick, you know?
Being checked.
Yep.
Right.
No one likes our tone, but I mean, very oftentimes our way of life is just about getting down to the truth in the quickest manner possible. Like, I mean, who has time to modulate what your tone is to match someone's personality? Just say it.
Right.
Right. No shit. So,
So-
do you mind if I give you a little bit of my experiences with the docs
Sure.
and how so in the Marine Corps, you're not going to really experience corpsmen often unless you end up deploying, because you go to sick call, bro, you're going to be fucking chastised for going to
Yeah,
sick
if you're
call.
a sick bay
You know what
commando,
I mean? So
You only see
you
him in the
barely
field,
get to
Billy.
know.
You only get
You
corpsmen in
barely,
the field.
that's
yeah, you barely get to know the
nonsense.
doc. So when I deployed into the Middle East in 2003, that was my experience. There's two docs, Doc Brown and Doc Anderson. They were attached to us, and man, they were the lighthearted guys. They were the ones that just the comedic relief that we needed. You know what I mean? And when we were always kind of serious, these guys knew how to kind of take that edge off of things. So, and sure as shit, man, if one of us felt horrible, whatever, a lot of people got the shits over there because they're trying to eat Lebanese food and all this foreign shit that we weren't used to. So docs were always there, man, with some pills, fucking Motrin pills, something to kind of
Antibiotics when you need it.
Yeah. You needed a fucking bag because you're fucking dehydrated. They'll fucking hook you up with that bag.
I've done so many IVs, dude.
Yeah, they're just fucking, I tell you, man, and they got to do everything we got to do, but they're holding a 9mm, you know what I mean? And they got a fucking huge ass pack on, and they're going through the grind with us, bro. I mean, whenever we're getting fucked, they end up getting fucked with us too. So we really just become one, and that's why they become devil docs, and we have take them into our world and accepting them like our fucking own, because they literally have to go through the shit. And not only that, man, they're sitting there and fucking saving our brothers.
They get the life skill and training to be able to sit in that seat along with us. You know what I mean? That's how I've always looked at it. So you won't run into a true point. A lot of times I was fortunate because the doc that I went to the sick call with always got put on detachments with me. So anytime we went out, it was like he was my corpsman too. So it was kind of nice. We had a good relationship. I miss him. I think he's in Minnesota somewhere now.
You should call him.
Hey, if my docs are out there, fucking man, hit me up, man. I miss you, motherfucker, too, bro. Because that's something that when we get taken out and it's time to go back home, it's like you just lose touch with these guys all of a sudden. It's like you were with them all the time. Next thing you know, you're checking out, and then like you don't get a chance to say goodbye sometimes or anything. And I wasn't in a time when we had fucking social media. I mean, it was just barely starting.
Yeah,
And no one was
man.
really into it. We didn't have time for that shit, right? So we didn't have a way of keeping contact. Now some of us are fucking, keeping in touch because of social media platforms and things like that. But back in the day, man, when you left, and then never got to say goodbye to some of the
love box and a service number and service numbers and a post office box. I've lost touch with a lot of my veteran friends and my brothers that's been real close to me, and some of them I got in there, recruited them in, and they retired even. They've made careers out of it, and they've become cannabis users too after their discharge and stuff too because of medical issues and different things from misdiagnosis and things from there.
One of the biggest trips for me is that the Sergeant Major of the United States Marine Corps, I served with him. He was a staff sergeant of me when I was over at the Supply Battalion.
The current Sergeant Major, that one guy I see all the time.
Sergeant Major Louise, man, that motherfucker was a cool ass Sergeant Major. I was tripping when I saw that he was a Sergeant Major of the Marine Corps. So it just trips me out. There's guys that I served with, and he was in before me, dude. I think he joined in the 90s, right? So because he was already a staff sergeant by the time I had seen him, and I had been in maybe 2 years. I think I was already maybe a Lance Corporal at that time, and but I tripped out, man, when they announced the Sergeant Major of the Marine Corps. I was like, holy shit. I had to hit up some of my guys. I was like, dude, is that the motherfucker that we served with? They're like, yeah. I was like, wow. Boom.
Yeah, it kind of hit you funny.
All right, so let's do this. I need to read this out. I got to get this off my chest. And then after I do this, I want to get an Air Force perspective, sir, on the Marine Corps. All right? All right, so check this out, guys. There's not a Marine or a Corpsman who would argue this. You ready? You can't explain it to civilians. You can't put it in a movie or on a bumper sticker. The love between Marines and their corpsmen, it's not something you talk about. It's something you earn in the dirt, under fire, with your hands shaking and your heart pounding like a war drum. A Marine learns early that Doc isn't Navy. He's ours. He's the one who sleeps in the same mud, eats the same fucking nasty cold chow, and carries a pack full of other people's second chances. And when the words echo, "Corpsman up," it cuts through the chaos like a prayer. Because everyone knows what it means. Someone's hurt, and Doc's already moving. He doesn't think, he just goes. Rounds snap, dirt explodes, and he runs towards it. Because somewhere out there, a Marine is bleeding. And there's no world where Doc lets him die alone. And the Marines, they know it. They'll take a bullet for him, no hesitation. When he's down in the dirt, patching up one of their own, they form a circle around him. Rifles out, eyes scanning the horizon, guarding him like a brother, because that's exactly what he is. Every Doc has that moment that never leaves him. A Marine torn up bad grabs your wrist. Eyes are glassy and his voice cracks. "Don't leave me, Doc." And you don't, because you never do. You stay there holding pressure, whispering whatever it takes. Home, girls, beer, dumb jokes, anything that keeps him tethered to this side of life. Later, maybe he lives, maybe he don't. But that moment changes you both. That's the kind of love no one writes songs about. the kind that makes you crawl through hell, because that's what brothers do. When the dust settles, Marines slap Doc on the shoulder and bust his chops, call him gay or whatever, laugh it off. But behind every joke is the truth. If it weren't for him, some of them wouldn't be laughing at all. And when Doc goes down, when the call comes that he's the one bleeding, Marines move like wolves. They don't retreat. They hunt, because nobody touches their Doc and walks away clean. Years later, when the boots are gone and the war's a memory that still wakes you up at night, that bond doesn't die. A Marine will see a sailor with a caduceus on his arm. Lost my place, sorry. And nod. And nod. Quiet, respectful, because he remembers. There's a saying in the Corps: God may judge our enemies, but Doc keeps us alive long enough to meet them. Half a joke, half a prayer, completely true. Because the love between Marines and their corpsmen isn't built on words. It's built on trust, blood, and the promise that no one dies alone. Thank you for that.
That was beautiful.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you for the honor.
That's how every corpsman should feel.
Damn.
It's a bond that I don't think a lot of people, unless you experience it, would understand. Just like the bond between Marines, veterans, we all connect and stuff, but there's a difference when Marines connect, and I'm not trying to put down any other branch or anything like that. And maybe I am a little bit more,
because we hold each other accountable to the
You police each other.
and that's
You
it.
police
And
each
I
other.
think that's it, man. We see someone acting out of pocket, we're gonna let them know. You know what I mean? And I think we're gonna try to let them. Yep, exactly. We're gonna let them know they're out of pocket, and and that, because that's what makes the Marine Corps badass is accountability, integrity, the willingness to fucking be selfless.
Constant. Every second of every day selfless, you guys. That's what they taught us to love about you, and we do.
You have to put yourself out of the way enough to accomplish the mission.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, the goal is for everyone next to you to go home. For every one of you, so you don't have to go tell the story to their family members of why someone didn't come home, man. So and we become a family when you're becoming those little units. Because you're together day in, day out, and some of the most boringest fucking things ever. And you talk about your family, or you just talk about the weirdest, dumbest shit. But the conversations that you can have in a foxhole, you can go from fucking talking about everything from being a little kid all the way up to what you're experiencing today.
You don't know anyone any better.
You're taught to protect your brother more than yourself. You know what I mean? You're taught to protect your brother on
piss smell and everything, man. It's we really become a pack. And why I think they call us devil dogs is because we act like a pack. We fight like fucking crazy. You mess with one, we may pick on each other inside our fucking little circle. And fucking, we might have a guy that we kind of literally, but it's someone else, even a fucking different unit, fuck with him or her. Guess who's gonna be at him? The fucking pack will be there, ready to fucking munch on somebody.
Yeah. We got
into some big bar fights, bro. I mean, you know what I mean? There's 3 or 4 of us
between the Marines, because we've been keeping each other in check.
Mike, join us, please, sir. What's your take on all this Marine bullshit?
Well, I gotta tell you, I've always had the utmost respect for the Marines. Like you said before, without them, a lot of people I know wouldn't be here. I went into service in a different time, different era. When you went into service because it was the right thing to do, it was the patriotic thing to do. Your dad did it, his father did it, his brothers did it, his uncles did it. I'm the oldest of four. I'm the oldest grandchild in the family. It just seemed like I should follow in my father's footsteps. And, the camaraderie is the same in any branch of the service. You always look out for your own. I got to tell you, I'd do anything in the world for my brother Daryl, Marine or not. The only thing I can't tolerate is that one branch of the service where the semen on the poop deck whole thing. That's
Whatever, bro.
Yeah, it's. I got to say, I've always respected the Marine Corps, and I always will. I'm going to consider them my brothers as well as any other veteran at this point in my life. I mean, I'm 63 years old, not getting any younger, seeking alternative methods to get rid of the 17 pills a day I take. And here we go again. A Marine comes to my rescue. And
that's what they do.
I've been there a long time, man. I feel like a corpsman myself. You know what I mean?
And the herbs will be the healing of the nations, man.
I just want to tell you, this man right here has never stopped fighting the battle. And
well, brother, thank you for your service in the Air Force, man.
Absolutely.
My honor.
I appreciate your era and you and your branch, brother.
And you brought up something really important that I think that I want to just make sure we touch on. And that was the willingness to want to, commit yourself and serve your country, and how that was back then. It was a lot of people were very patriotic and wanted to do it. Times have changed so much that a lot of the branches are having to lower their standards and stuff to get people in because it's not the same, So
Marines today are not the Marines of my era. They're not the same.
Yeah, and that's the hard part, right? Is
they just don't have that power driven disciplinary integrity and the 12 leadership traits embedded in them.
I don't think we were beat enough in my generation.
Like don't stick. I don't know.
I would say though, the Marine Corps
I don't think we were beat enough in my generation, honestly.
Probably not. Taking two.
And that's the part that I think a lot of people don't understand. Our enemy would never treat us nicely. So for them to think that the in boot camp that drill instructors shouldn't get a little crazy on us and things like that. Hey man, I was in it for the ride. I knew when I joined the fucking Marine Corps that was part of the program. I was part of the program. You know what I mean? I watched Full Metal Jacket and shit. I watched the soap beating and shit. I mean, I knew. I was like, all right, you know what? If you don't act right inside this fucking pack.
I hate military movies, man. I hate those movies.
I'm not bragging, but I mean, at some points, like I was running up for IT just because the person that was up for IT, they looked like they were dying up there. I was like, well, fuck it. They're gonna get my ass in trouble if I run up there and stand at attention. So, but like honestly, I don't know. Mothers of America, la 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 la. But like, if you're gonna be a war fighter. The Marines had an expectation. When you go in, you're going to get your ass kicked, like probably a lot, because you're not going to do anything right. And like, that's how it should be. That's how you win wars. We don't have that right now.
I will give the Marine Corps kudos for holding the line in terms of a lot of the standards. They haven't really adjusted their standards a lot like a lot of people think they have. They have held strong, and we do operate. I mean, when you go to a Marine Corps birthday, man, and they've been doing this forever. They honor the youngest Marine and the oldest Marine during the cake cutting ceremony. And they've been doing that for 250 fucking years, man. So it doesn't change.
Marines were here before the country was. You guys were here 80 years before we became a country, yo.
Born in a bar at Ton Tavern. Right there,
Yes,
right there
sir.
on my constant reminder too. I still wear my boot camp ring even to this day, man.
Sure.
Still
That's
on there.
nuts.
That's awesome.
That's nuts. So before
Where'd
we
it
go, guys, we're getting. I know Daryl's got to run, man. I don't want to hold you. We can't get out of here without this phrase and talking about this person. Good
Chesty?
night, Chesty, wherever you are. Huh?
Hell yeah.
Good night, Chesty, wherever you are.
Yep.
We can't
Right here.
leave here on a birthday without
Here's
Chesty.
Mr. Chesty Puller. I always have Chesty Puller's always got my back.
I've got
Yeah,
absolutely.
notes, guys. I've got notes. Check this out. Sergeant Major Daniel Daly. They taught you about him.
Dan
Oh,
Daly,
yeah,
2 Marines,
absolutely.
2 medals.
You got 2 of the medals of honor, bro.
Medal of Honor recipient.
Yep.
Yeah.
Plus a bunch of other shit. China, he was in China, Haiti, France. Colonel
Decorated
Gregory Pappy Boyington.
That one,
Colonel
name,
Gregory Pappy Boyington.
that name's
Well,
not familiar
I
with.
don't know him.
Well,
Pappy.
They didn't talk about that one in boot camp.
Oh,
'cause all
Pappy.
of
He
us
he
would know
served
it.
for 42 years.
yeah,
that the
he's
guy?
old school, man. This fucking guy.
Old school.
Uh,
That was black and white back in my day.
He was
Gotcha.
a Marine ace, a pilot. He had 28 aerial kills. I can go on and on. Major General Merritt Red Mike Edson.
Edson Range is named after him.
Yeah, Bloody
Yep.
Ridge.
So, like, so that's one thing in the Marine Corps too. They have John Baseline Road. They have all kinds of names of Medal of Honor recipients. So when you're driving on base, it's usually medal recipients' names on the actual name of the streets.
Yeah, Gunnery Sergeant John Bastalone.
Yeah, you just mentioned him right there.
Yep. And then lastly, who the fuck? Chesty.
Chesty.
Distinguished
Yeah.
Service Cross, 5 Navy Crosses, Silver Star, Legion of Merit. His legacy, fought in Haiti, Nicaragua, the Guadalcanal, Peleliu, and Korea.
Korea.
Known for his grit and humility. One of his best phrases ever. We're surrounded. That simplifies the process.
I love it.
It simplifies the problem. Yeah,
It does.
we're surrounded. That's perfect.
And those guys right there will show you the difference in the warriors back then, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like these guys went to battle.
Yeah, it's all about
They
valor.
went to battle, and then
It's
some of them had to go
another
back
thing.
to work, go to another battle, and go back to work. You know what I mean? So
They said he's
just a
the ultimate
just
Marines Marine.
different breed back then. I will say that much.
He would. Thank you, brother.
Yeah,
He was the ultimate Marines Marine.
I feel like I got a little bit of that spirit from some of them guys being a little bit older in the Corps there, just a little bit. Some fell in that marginal line right there, you know, like the bridge
good.
man.
He was up for a 6th Navy Cross. He said he told him 5's enough.
Yeah.
He actually, his first fighting experience was fighting in the Philippines. His nickname was Old Gimlet Eye.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Battle of the Chosin Reservoir. He was in 3 wars over 4 decades of combat, from Haiti to Nicaragua to World War II at the Guadalcanal and Peleliu. He was in Korea at the Chosin Reservoir. He went from private to lieutenant general. And good night, Chesty, wherever you are.
That's even the bigger part of the story, because to do something like that in the Marine Corps, you know, this day and age would never happen. But you know,
and one of his other phrases he's known for is "Take me to the brig. I want to see the real Marines."
Damn right.
I tell you, that dude was cut from a different cloth, man.
Yeah.
He got nearly court-martialed more than once. He defied orders, and the locals feared him. His men loved him, and headquarters didn't know what the fuck to do with him because he was so rebellious and fucking, I'm going all the way in, fuck that, you know? What a fucking Marine, huh?
Hell yeah.
He was
Incredible.
calm under fire. He was fiercely loyal to his men. Amazing. They just don't make people like this, I don't think, anymore.
Oh, they're gonna have to make them again soon, or we're all fucked.
And he was in the Army before he was in the Marine Corps, guys.
Yeah.
He fucking joined the Army first.
Damn, I didn't know that part.
Yeah, so anyway, man. I love and admire you guys.
Thank you,
Same,
Doc.
Doc.
Well, love you too, Doc.
Family here, bub.
And I thank you for all your sacrifice, because it's a whole different level for the most part. When I joined the Navy, I called the Coast Guard first. You ever done drugs? Yeah. What do you mean? Bye. Call the Navy. What's the next easiest boot? Coast Guard's easiest, probably. Navy's probably second easiest. Call the Navy. Done any drugs? Nope.
Yeah.
And I became a non-designated 0.
Yep.
Got out to my ship, saw what Doc did, saw what the respect he got from the crew. I looked up to the guy. I'm like, holy shit, can I be one of them guys? And then I learned that you guys are all we got. We're all you got, you know? And I learned that shit. Even on my ship before I ever went to school, my first class corpsman, Doc he was always talking about Marine Corps, this, that, and the other, about you guys. I just think it's part of our history to be a part of you.
The Navy is our medical. I mean, you know what I mean? We don't have the docs in the Marine Corps. We're all trained. We all are trained in first aid, though. You do go through a whole course, and they teach you how to treat wounds and treat for shock, all that stuff like that. But we don't, the corpsman is our go-to, you know what I mean? And they've always been the number one. And without them, the Marines couldn't be who they are either. You know what I mean? And there's a lot of men and women that made it home because Doc gave them a tourniquet. Doc gave them fucking some morphine and got them on a helicopter, got them the fuck out of a war zone, and I think it's very important to mention what the Doc experiences in a war zone. When they are treating someone, their weapons are only at the very, like, they have carry a 9mm, and they are not to use those unless they absolutely have to. But what their main concern is, if a Marine is down, no matter what the fuck's going on around them, they're tending to that Marine. So why rounds are still boom banging the Doc up, when he hears that up, he is fucking darting and trying to get to the Marine who is down and take care of them and pull them into safety and get them the fuck out of there. So, without the docs, Marine Corps wouldn't be half the Marines that they are either. So,
thank you, Doc.
We're a damn team.
Yeah. Thank you for having us too, Doc.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
brother. So, Mike, thank you for joining us, brother. Taking time out of your day, man.
Well, thanks for
I know you're
tolerating.
trying to learn some good stuff from your Marine buddy, but thanks for taking that time with us.
And follow us. You know the organization. I haven't mentioned them or anything because I'm here for a different reason today.
Right on. There's plenty for us to talk about, and we'll do it next season.
I do help my veterans here in the state of Ohio, so y'all can reach out and talk to me, and you can find out who I am real quick.
Absolutely. And Jacob, thanks. I know you got your ball snipped this last weekend.
Just a hernia surgery.
Guys.
Just a hernia surgery.
I told Jake I'd bring the mojo and the socks in the water if he'd show up.
Where they at?
Yeah, thanks. Sorry,
I
bud.
appreciate that. And Brian, your loyalty to Sick Call with Doc, brother.
Thank
know
you.
what's up.
The invite and putting
Yeah,
all that
thank
together. Thank you, brother. We appreciate you.
So every Marine that ever was a Marine, happy birthday.
Thank
Happy
you.
Hoorah.
250 years, you motherfuckers been dropping panties since 1775, baby.
My
Oh.
balls got 10 pounds heavier.
Before we go, I'd like to bring up the crayon, the Marines and crayons thing.
Eating
You know,
shit.
Marines love crayons. Here's where I think it came from. I think it came from a corpsman. because I was in right at the time where people started making those jokes. And all of the corpsmen, they would carry crayons around with coloring books for if any of the Marines got a little bit too, out of sorts or whatever, a
Yeah,
little
Back
too in
to
their head,
reality.
maybe they'd give them a coloring book to color in it, and then they started making jokes about it.
hey man, if you had your special corpsman, he would sneak in some glue.
Oh.
Hey, here's a great ending to this, guys. You know, Chesty Puller had a son that was in Vietnam,
Oh shit! No, I did not know that, man.
lost both his legs, both his hands
Oh shit!
in an explosive accident. You know what he said to his boy? You lost your legs, not your courage.
Damn.
Straight up.
Imagine being Chesty's boy, dude.
Man, that motherfucker was tough as nails, dude.
That's
Chesty Puller.
I can understand the kind of credit. I can understand where my boys now come at me and they're like, "Dad, you got to lighten up a little bit,
Hey,
man."
Chesty, shut the fuck up
There
for a
wasn't
minute.
actually pictures
Yeah.
of this dude. I would think he was a myth. You know what I mean? Like just
Yeah.
a myth. They always kept us motivated, but there is fucking receipts and everything that back up what Chesty's done. So
Here's what makes a great military leader, or a leader anywhere for that matter. Chesty kept a notebook his whole time in. And every man, every Marine who died under his care went in that notebook. And it's at the Smithsonian or some shit.
Oh wow.
Whoa.
That's a fucking leader.
That is.
yeah, it is.
Indeed.
With that, guys, Daryl, thanks for hanging on, man. I know you're busy, the guy today.
Yeah,
Jacob,
thank
I
you,
know you're
guys.
hurting. I know you're hurting, but you guys did fucking Marine Corps fashion today, bro.
I just had prior commitments and I'm trying to squeeze everybody in, my friend.
You,
Yeah,
you
man.
got
Hey,
it,
to
man.
all the Marines, baby, pow.
Yeah,
Love you,
and
man.
and before we actually head out of here, in general, we want to thank everybody for an amazing season. Season 4 is done, so this gives you guys an opportunity to go back and reflect and watch some of the old shows. There's been 4 seasons now, so you have a lot of material that you can go back there and watch. If you have, YouTube, please go subscribe over there. And we just thank you guys for being a part of the ride. And don't forget about the Sick Call with Doc group on Facebook.
Yep. One more last thing. Sick Call with Doc's about trying to prevent or eradicate veteran suicide. We're trying to keep our brothers and sisters here with us and let them show their light. They're here for a reason. So just an example, Marshawn Nealand, successful professional football player for the Dallas Cowboys, 24 years old, making more money finally than he's ever had in his life. Should be living the good life. Should be feeling great about what he's got going on. Committed suicide this week. Dan Campbell, the coach of the Lions, did an interview after he found out. He says, check on your guys. Not just when they miss a block, not just when they show up late, but when they look tired, when they look distant, when they say, I'm fine, but their eyes say something else. I ask all my veteran brothers and sisters, reach out to your brothers and sisters. If you're having a hard time, reach out to us. Call the number. Do whatever you have to fucking stay here. Because Doc said so. That's the prescription. All right?
Thank you guys, and we'll see you all on the next season.
Bye, Brian. See you guys in January.
All right, all right.
Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe.